Okay, so economy. See, in this period, the economy during this period, so it is argued by many scholars that the Gupta state was the exclusive owner of land, right? Exclusive owner of land. So you can consider this part. So from the economic standpoint of, from economic point of view, we have we have to classify land into 5 different groups, right? So the land during the Gupta period was divided into 5 different groups, which were called as Kshetra Bhumi, right? Kshetra Bhumi, that is nothing but cultivated land. Khila, called wasteland. Vastu Bhumi, habitable land. Chargaha Bhumi, pasture land. And Aprahata Bhumi, forest land, right? So cultivable land, wasteland, habitable land, pasture, Kuran, Charai, and forest land, right? So these were the 5 different periods, 5 different kinds of the lands during the Gupta period. So in the Gupta period, the land survey is evident, right? Land survey is evident, and many other the evidence of this is the inscriptions, right? So land survey is evident. The officer called Pustapala maintaining the records of all the land transactions in the district, right? All the land transactions in the district, Zamin Kharedi Vikri. So all the land transactions in a district were maintained by a officer called Pustapala. Guptas issued the largest number of gold coins in ancient India, but in gold content, the Gupta coins are not pure as questions. Right? So as far as the gold contents are concerned, they were not that much pure as the questions have issued the gold coins. Right? So in purity, gold coins were more pure than the Gupta gold coins. Guptas also issued good number of silver coins, right, for local exchange. That I think we have considered. Then the Gupta copper coins are very few as compared to those of Kushans. So Kushans have also issued the copper coins, right? So in comparison of these, and that shows the use of money did not touch common people, right? It shows that the use of money was not touched by the common people or not touched to the common people. So who would be using the copper coins? Obviously only the poorers, right, or the common people must be using. Those who are already rich, they will be obviously going with either silver coins or most probably with the gold coins, right? So that would you can consider. In today's context, right, no common man would be having a biscuit of gold, right? But on the other hand, the richest, right, or the richest must be having the biscuits of gold. So Gupta period witnessed decline in a long distance trade, right? So Gupta period decline in a long distance trade. So whatever may be the long distance trade, for example, the trade between the what you can say Greek, right, or trade between the Romans, right? So that was declined. Then trade with the Roman Empire also declined in 3rd century, as I said, right? So the Indian merchants began to rely more heavily. Indian merchants began to rely more heavily on Southeast Asian trade. Okay, Western trade, right? So Western trade had been declined, and therefore merchants have to rely on the Southeast Asian trade, right? So the ports of the East Coast, So already we know, right, there are some of the ports. So one way, very known is the Tamralipti that we have considered. Then Ghantashala and Kandura. Right. So these were the ports at East Coast which were handling the North Indian trade with Southeast Asia. Right. And those of the West Coast, that is Bharuch, Chal, Kalyan, and Kambi. So these were traded with the Mediterranean and West Asia. Right. So this is what you can always consider in economy. Right. So from economic point of view, land classified, right, land classified into 5 groups. So first one is Kshetra Bhumi. Kshetra Bhumi. Right. That is what? Cultivable land. Second one is Khila. Right. Which is called wasteland. Then the Vastu Bhumi. Right. Vastu Bhumi called habitable land. The fourth one is Chargaha. Right. Chargaha Bhumi. That is called pasture land. Pasture Kuran. Kima? Sarai. Right. If someone wants, you can. Done? Pasture land. And last one, it's called Aprahata Bhumi. Aprahata Bhumi, which is called forest land. Which is called forest land. Right. In Gupta period, land survey is evident, and survey is evident. Right. So what is the proof of this, or what is the evidence of this? Right. So evidence of this is Pune plates of Prabhavati Gupta. Right. So this is the evidence, and many other, right, inscriptions, many other inscriptions. Right. Then the land transactions, right, record of land transactions maintained by officer called, that officer was called as Pustapala. Right. It was called as Pustapala. Right. So record of land transactions. I will write here one more word in districts. Because at that time the administrative unit was clearly defined. That is village, city, district, and province as like. Right. So this is a comparison and necessary. Guptas issued large number of gold coins. Large number of gold coins. Right. But right. Then okay. But what is another comparison? That is are not, but are not pure, right? As pure as cushions, right? So whatever Kushanas have issued gold coins, so the gold coins of Kushanas were more pure than the Guptas, but large number of by the Guptas. Fine. Also issued, right? They also issued good number of silver coins. Good number of silver coins. That is for local exchange. Right, for local exchange. Fine. So the Gupta copper coins are very few. Right. So very few copper coins. Right, there had been very few copper coins. So what this compared to Kushanas, right? So this shows that what it shows. It shows that money did not touch common man, touch common people, right? Touch common people, right? So this is what you can consider. This period witnessed decline of long distance trade. Long distance trade, right? Let's decline the long distance trade. Right. So therefore, merchants rely heavily on Southeast Asian trade. Southeast Asian trade. right? Southeast Asian trade. So the ports, right? Ports. First one at East Coast. Which were they? These ports. So Tamralipti, Gantakshala, and Kandura. So these were handling, right? So these handled North Indian trade with North Indian trade with Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia. Right, and West Coast, right, ports at West Coast. Right. The ports at West Coast, that is Bharuch, Chaul, Kalyan, and Kyambi. Right. They were looking or handling the Mediterranean and West Asia. West Asia. Right. So this is what you can consider about the economy. What about culture? Right. Culture of the Gupta period. So you can have three different kinds of architecture, right? So the architecture during Gupta period can be divided into three categories. Very first category is rock cut caves. So examples of rock cut caves are Ajanta and Ellora in Maharashtra, and in MP there is a Bagh. Second category, structural temples, right? Structural temples. So examples of the structural temples are Dashavatara temple of Devgarh, that is in Jhansi, right? In the Uttar Pradesh, you can consider it as the oldest and the best temple, right, of the Gupta period, right, which are called structural period. Then Shiva temple at Bhumra, that is in the Madhya Pradesh. Then Vishnu and Kankali temple, again in the Madhya Pradesh, right? So these are the some of the examples you can consider. And third category is stupas. So Mirpur Khas stupas in the Sindh. Then Dhammik, which is at Sarnath. And another example, Ratnagiri in Orissa, not in our Ratnagiri. Right. So three categories: rock cut caves, structural temples, and stupas. Right. So this is what you can always consider about the architecture. Fine. So the art of architecture had attained a great height during the Gupta period. Right. So by evolving the Nagar style, that is what you can consider Shikhar style, right? Nagara style. The Gupta art ushers in the history of Indian architecture, right? As Shikhara shrine, then a Vaishnav symbol. So one of the most characteristic features of temple architecture. So what was the characteristic features of the Gupta architecture? Were the Vaishnava symbol, right, and the Shikhar shrine, right? Fine. So Shikhar asleली मंदिर and Vaishnav symbol. So this is what you can consider as one of the most characteristic features of the temple architectures. And you know, the temple architecture had found the fullest development during the Gupta period. त्यामुळे तुम्ही बघितलं तर तुम्हाला आजकाल दिसणारे भरपूर मंदिरही गुप्ता काळामध्ये बांधलेली आहेत, राईट? So that is what you can consider about the architecture. Then there had been a Garbhagriha, that is called shrine room, in which the image of the god was placed, and such kind of beginning was started, right? Or this was begun in the Guptas, right? To have a Garbhagriha, and in that Garbhagriha you can put the image of the god, right? So this is in the during the Guptas this has started, fine. So you know, as I said, example of the structural temple called Dashavatara temple of Devgarh. So this had been the example of the most ornate and beautifully composed temple, right, during the Gupta period, right? Or the one of the most beautifully composed buildings is nothing but the Dashavatara temple of Devgarh, right, which is in Jhansi. Fine. So then there had been the centers of Gandhar sculptures, right? The center of the Gandhar sculpture, which was declined, and their places were taken by the Banaras, Patliputra, and Mathura. Right? I think in earlier period, probably in Sangam period, we have considered a culture in which Gandhar sculpture was one of the most developed, right, which had been declined during this period, and its place, right, or it was replaced by the sculptures at Banaras, Patliputra, and Mathura, right? So for the first time we get the images of Vishnu and Shiv and some other gods during this period, right? So always keep in mind, the first time the images of Vishnu, Shiv, and other gods got in this period. So among the best specimen of the images of Buddha, that is a seated Buddha image at Sarnath, so which depicts the Buddha preaching Dhamma, right? म्हणजे बुद्ध धम्म धर्माची शिक्षा देत आहेत, right? शिकवण. So such kind of the best specimen of image, right, you can found in this period, right? So again here one of the most impressive Brahmanical image, which was carved in relief at the entrance of the cave at Udaygiri. No, you know, in Orissa, Udaygiri caves have been cut out or have been portrayed, and at the entrance of that Udaygiri caves, right, the Brahmanical image, which is most impressive, which was carved. Right? Again, you will be finding out it in Gupta period. Then the painting of this period are found in Bagh and obviously at Ajanta. Right? At Ajanta, you know, the frescoes of the Ajanta caves are the masterpieces of the paintings of Gupta age. Right? So this is what you can always consider about the culture, right? Culture in the Gupta period. Right. So the architecture of Gupta period. Right. So architecture divided into three categories. Right. So first category is rock cut caves. So examples, we will just write Ajanta and Ellora. Right, Ajanta and Ellora caves. Right, here you can write Bagh as well in MP. Second kind is structural temples. Structural temples. Example is Dashavatara temple. Right, of Devgarh. Right, where it is in Jhansi. And right, there are different examples you will be finding out. So many different examples are there of structural temples. Fine. And last one is the stupas. Right. Last one is stupas. So here you can have the Mirpur Khas, which is in Sindh. Right. Another stupa, Dhammek, which is at Sarnath. And another example I will write, Ratnagiri, that is in Orissa. Right. If anybody wants, you can. Done. Last third line, last word, really don't. Bagh, BAGH at MP. Okay, done. Fine. So the art of architecture right, attained a great height, right, attain great heights. Fine. So Dash Avtara temple of Devgarh, right, is example of ornate and beautifully composed Gupta temple. Sculpture declined and declined their places were taken by Banaras and Mathura. Right. Right. So first time images of Vishnu, Shiv, and other gods got. Right. So then best specimen of images of Buddha, right, is seated Buddha image of Sarnath. Where it is at Sarnath, right, of Sarnath. Right. So seated Buddha image of Sarnath. Right. So what it is depicting? It is depicting the. Okay. Have anybody among you have anybody among you there? कोणी बघितले का ते? It's really good specimen. Right. So we pick the Buddha anyway. Then impressive